Alright, so I'm going to do my best not to run into the tripod, but today we're going to install this here Spectrum 6100 AT in going to replace it with the 6000 that's in here right now. Now the reason why we are replacing that is because when the truck came, I ordered it and the truck came, the receiver was defective. Like I said in the last video, all the many years I worked in the mechanic field, and really I have not ever specialized in one thing, kind of like transmissions or drivetrain or just engines. I've always been basically a general mechanic, but all the times I have dealt with either used parts going bad or new parts being bad before you even put it in. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna get all butthurt about it. What I'm going to do is basically just change it out. Horizon Hobby was really good about it. All they wanted was a picture of how everything was plugged in, making sure, just to make sure that, didn't have things plugged in where they weren't supposed to be, just to cover their butt. When it comes to warranty, warranty can be, well, frustrating. But these guys, it's like no questions asked. Yeah, you did everything you were supposed to. And today we're going to install this. And I'm going to tell you how I came to the conclusion that the old receiver was bad. Okay? So stay tuned. Alright, so how I diagnose electronics may not be the same as other people, but it seems to be the simplest for me, and I'll just say that it's kind of like how I do math, right? How I do math, to my understanding, is a lot different than how other people do math. So what I did was I took the battery. I went to the source of all the power right here, right? And I took this battery and I, right here, oops, get off of there. This plug right here is what powers the receiver. Alright, so what I did is I made sure with my multimeter that I have here. Alright, so let's turn it on. Hopefully there's enough battery left. Okay, there we go. I used my multimeter and I first thing I did was let me move you a little bit. There we go. As I took the battery right here and I checked it for power. Alright, so a fully charged battery, we're looking at 8.37 volts. Alright, so given that, I went to the next step. Went ahead and I plugged it in. Right? So I plug it in up here. Because what warranty people are going to want to know is this. How did you come to the conclusion that the receiver was bad? right? So what I told them in the email was that, okay, I checked the battery. Battery had power, which I thought was the battery. The battery was bad at first. You know, it had just been charged and could have been bad, right? So I went to the battery. Okay, I determined that the voltage was right. I went to the next. I went to the switch, right? Okay, so I should have power into the switch and out of the switch, right? So what I did next is I checked the switch. And how I did that was to do this. Let's see if I can do this on... This ain't working, is it? Alright, so I checked the switch, and the switch... Oh, come on. You know, this was a lot easier when I was off camera. Okay, the switch is off. So if I turn the switch on, I have 8.37 volts. Here, that's all you can see. 8.37, right? Just like in the battery. I turn the switch off, I should have basically nothing. And I have basically nothing. Okay? So I isolated the circuit by, okay, the battery is good, the switch is working, but when I plug it into the receiver, I have no lights. Nothing comes on, nothing does anything, just nothing. So that's how I determined how the receiver was bad. In most cases, especially if you have to bind a receiver, amber light will come on, red light will come on, etc. So I put that in the email, well, in a lot fewer words than what I'm using, but I put that in the email and I sent that off, and so they could determine that I did everything I could to isolate what was wrong with it. And what I came up with, what that was wrong with it, was that basically it had power to it, it just was not working. Okay? So, next up, we're going to do is we're going to take this one out. I'm going to swap wire for wire over to the new one, and we're going to see if we can get this bound up. Okay, everybody, we covered the you know, how I came to the conclusion that the receiver was bad, and then next I was going to install the new one, and I did. The new one right over here, just kind of like pull this pin. The new one hooks up just like the other one, and the one thing I needed to do to make the kill switch work was switch the lights that were plugged into auxiliary 1. I had to plug the kill switch into that. Okay, when I bound the radio, I had to turn the AVC off, which basically is, you know, push the bind button like you know, 3 times quickly and then hold it down, and then it would bind with the radio and the AVC would be off. That's what they say. Okay, so let me go put this cover back on. I seem to be losing things like crazy. Well, maybe not like crazy, but I seem to be losing things. So I don't want to lose this. There we go. Just like that. And put the pin in before I lose that. Alright, so we got that all done. I got the temperature probe for the engine temperature. That's all hooked up to the battery. I did is I soldered the ends right here, right? And I got this wrapped with electrical tape right now. I'm going to do something better with it later, but for now that's where that's at. Okay, so next I guess I'll show you how the kill switch works. Alright, so if you notice, there's a light right here. Okay, when that is lit up red, it means it's good to go. That's what I'm reading. So we go ahead and we'll turn this on. Then we turn the radio on. As you can you see? Red light's on, right? So I got this all programmed into button A, so I can turn this off. See? Light goes off. And light goes on. Light goes off. And with the light off, I can still have, you still run the throttle. It's just supposed to kill the engine, right? I still have steering. Just it's supposed to kill the engine, right? So the radio's still on. And the reason why I still have steering and I still have throttle is because the radio is still on. Only thing I did was I killed the engine by turning the power off, right? And as you can see, if you look at the throttle, I turn the engine on, that arm moves. Turn it off, it moves again, right? Okay, so all the endpoints for the throttle and brake have been set. The endpoints for the steering have been set. I do have some alignment adjustments to do as far as the steering goes. Let me just bring you over there. So I'm not sure if the camera can pick this up, but one side, it's actually that one right there. The camber is off, so the wheel is kicked out in the bottom a little bit. Okay, this side is pretty good. So, but I want to kind of save that. That's just a minor adjustment for now. I want to save that until after we do the first run, right? Because I've had this thing like forever, and it seems like you know, why haven't I started it yet? So let's turn that off. I'll turn this off for now. Okay, so why I haven't started it yet? Because I had some issues getting the kill switch to work. The reason why I had an issue with that is even though this is a 6-channel radio, my radio is an older, cheaper model, and it will not pick up all the channels. So I had to swap out what Losi used for the light bar. I had to swap out that spot for the kill switch. Once I did that, I was able to get the kill switch to work. Now, in our next video, I guess we'll find out if it really works, right? I just wanted to, I know I said a while back that, you know, in the next video we're going to bind and make sure everything's working here, and I wanted to do that one. I had done some other videos and go like, wait a minute, I never even covered that. So, you know, That's what happens when you get a rookie behind the camera. So anyway, if you like what we got going on here so far and you want to see the first start, you know, stick around, watch this video, watch the next one. Remember to like, subscribe, share. You'll find me on Instagram as rc.mechanic. You'll find me on Facebook as RC Mechanic. So till next time, have fun out there.